Hi everybody. This here is going to be another start of a new video blog. Since the 1987 WWF Superstars of Wrestling seems to be a very popular video that I've been doing, I've decided to start up another one. That doesn't mean that I'm going to stop reviewing Superstars of Wrestling. I'm going to continue to do that video blog. However, this one is a very special one. I'm going to be doing a video blog of perhaps the single most popular wrestling show in the history of the business. Saturday Night's Main Event. What I'm going to be doing is I will be reviewing every single Saturday Night's Main Event that has ever aired on television. And I will be giving it a rating system of 1 to 10. My goal is by the end of this entire series to determine what is the best episode of Saturday Night's Main Event ever and what is the greatest match in Saturday Night Main Event history. So with that being said, let's get right to it. Episode number 1, the very first Saturday Night's Main Event, took place on May 11th, 1985, a little bit over a month since WrestleMania. So we kick it off with promos from Cyndi Lauper, Wendy Richter, Hulk Hogan, and Mr. T to kick off the show. So after that, we get our pumped up, from Vince and Jesse. And then we start off with our very first match, a 6-man tag team match. On one side, it's Nikolai Volkov, the Iron Sheik, and George the Animal Steele. Yes, boys and girls, the Animal was a heel at one time. And they were to go up against the team of Barry Windham, Mike Rotundo, and Ricky Steamboat. Now, I want to point out something right here. Mike Rotundo has the dubious honor of being the only person to have been in the very first match on Saturday Night's Main Event and the very first match on the Clash of the Champions ever. Can't take that away. So, we get an interview from Windham, Rotundo, Steamboat, Albano. Volkov tries to sing the Russian national anthem, and then we get Born in the USA. Born in the USA. Which is, I don't know. But anyway, this is actually a good 6-man tag team match, even though the baby faces here dominate most of this match. The heels do get a couple of moments, in of offense. Although the ending is weird because George Steele tags in. He does a couple of moves. He gets beat up. He tries to tag Sheik and Volkov. Sheik and Volkov do not want to be tagged in. Windham rolls up George Steele from behind, gets the 3 count, match is over. Windham, Rotundo, and Steamboat get the win. After the match, Sheik and Volkov go after George Steele, and then Steele, fights back, and then Lou Albano comes back in the ring and tries to calm the Animal down. And then moments after that, Mean Gene tries to conduct an interview with Blassie, Sheik, and Volkov, and Steele comes after them in the back. It's a very weird end segment to that first match, which is a good match. It is a very good match, but that's that. So from there we go to a special Piper's Pit, where the guest in this Piper's Pit is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Now here the editing is a little bit weird on this, because they show Piper talking first on the mic. Vince McMahon is talking over him. And then they showed a couple of highlights from WrestleMania. And then Orndorff is in the ring. And then Orndorff and Piper have their, verbal confrontation. And then Orndorff attacks Piper, attacks Orton. Orndorff is about to hit the pile driver on Roddy Piper when Orton hits Mr. Wonderful with the cast, knocks him down. And then all of a sudden, here comes Mr. T to save Paul Orndorff. Which is bizarre, because remember WrestleMania, Mr. T and Mr. Wonderful are on opposite sides. So Mr. T takes Orndorff to the back. So we come back from commercial break. Orton and Piper are still in the ring because Orton has an opportunity to become the WWF champion facing Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan cuts a promo, dedicates this match to his mother. So, Hulk Hogan comes out, Eye of the Tiger, and we cut to a commercial break. So then we come back to the match, and you know what? This is a decent match. This is a decent match. Orton gets a little bit of an advantage. Hogan gets a little bit of an advantage, and Orton comes back. The ending of the match comes when Hogan hits the leg drop, and then Piper cheap shots Hogan from outside the ring, causes the disqualification. Then comes Mr. T, who, tries to get in and help, and he gets knocked down for a moment. So then Orton and Piper have Hogan in one corner, becomes 2-on-1. They're about to attack him. And here comes Mr. T. He's about to stand up behind Piper and Orton, so it becomes a 2-on-2. And then here comes Paul Orndorff running back into the ring, making it a 3-on-2, and Piper and Orton leave the ring. So after the match, they do the poses, and then they come back. And they show, all three of them posing. And Vince McMahon gives this weird comment. Something of like how, look at all those beefcake men in the ring. It was just the weirdest comment from Vince McMahon. It's 1985, and they're calling him beefcake. Look at that beefcake in the ring. Holy crap. When I sat there and I watched it, I couldn't believe it. So then we cut to the back, where Mean Gene is with Captain Lou Albano and Cyndi Lauper. Cyndi Lauper is having a special Mother's Day party. So they're in the room, and, they talk about the new music video that Cyndi Lauper has, which is called Good Enough, which is a song from the movie The Goonies. And we get to see the entire music video. Now, this music video has Lou Albano, of course, because he was in like 4 or 5 music videos that Cyndi Lauper had. Let's see, Lou Albano, Iron Sheik, Freddie Blassie, Roddy Piper, Nikolai Volkov, Wendy Richter, and the Fabulous Moolah. Those are the wrestlers. Plus, you have Steven Spielberg, who makes a cameo in this music video, and then the cast of the Goonies are in this music video as well. Now, I gotta admit, the song is catchy. The song is a catchy, song. But the video is a little weird because the scene is Cyndi Lauper and her manager, David Wolf, who are acting like brother and sister here, work in this gas station with their parents, Lou Albano and Cyndi Lauper's mom. And their land was sold to Iron Sheik because he's Iranian, he's Iranian, you can sell. Anyway, so, you get the whole, trying to take over, and they're moving, and then Cyndi Lauper sees this big hole in the wall behind this picture, and she goes in, and it's a cave. Now, what's weird about this is they put like little notes in there, like the captain, or this picture of this captain knows where the treasure is. This hole in the wall, it says where the cave is. It's a weird video. Pardon me, I had a kernel in my mouth. So after the video, Roddy Piper comes in, they start arguing, blah, 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 go to a break. So then we're ready for our next match. Wendy Richter to defend the women's title against the Fabulous Moolah. But before Moolah comes to the ring, she has this piece of paper. And the paper says that because of the constant interference of Cyndi Lauper in matches, that she is barred from ringside for the match. And Moolah said she would use it only if Cyndi Lauper came out to ringside during the match. Well, we'll have to see what happens. So Moolah comes out to the ring, getting ready. Then we go to an interview. Richter and Lauper are there. So they come out to She Bop, another hit of Cyndi Lauper's, which I was surprised because I knew that Richter always came out, the girls just want to have fun, but they chose a different song, which surprised me. So then Moolah forces the paper, gives it to the referee hands it to Howard Finkel, and Cyndi Lauper is kicked out of ringside. But yet her manager stays at ringside. What the hell? Anyway, we go to the match. I put this in the okay to good match category. Cyndi Lauper ends up winning the match via a small package, although Moolah does have control of this match a lot. And so after Richter wins, Cyndi Lauper comes running out, from the back because she was watching the match, and they celebrate in the ring. So after that, we have an interview with the Junkyard Dog, who brought his mother, his real life mother, Bertha, to New York City. Well, they're in Long Island. It's close enough to New York. So she'd come out for this match against the Duke of Dorchester, Pete Doherty. And if you don't know who he is, boys and girls, look him up. He's quite an interesting cat. This match is just a one-sided match. Junkyard Dog just totally dominates Pete Doherty. Poor Doherty. I don't think he got any offense in at all. Junkyard Dog got the win. Then after the match, Junkyard Dog and his mama start dancing in the ring to Another One Bites the Dust by Queen. So then we cut to the back, to the big Mother's Day party. We see Junkyard Dog with his mother. And they don't mention this, but Junkyard Dog's daughter is there. The one who accepted Junkyard Dog's Hall of Fame, on behalf of the family. So she was there, but she's a little girl, Then Nikolai Volkov and Iron Sheik are there, and they're unhappy that they're at this party. Well, then if you're unhappy at this party, then why you're out? But anyway, those are heels. So then we see Freddie Blassie with his mother, the whole gag of old man and young lady, and like, this is my mother. So Lou Albano's there, and Hulk Hogan's there with his mother, who, we saw when Hogan beat Iron Sheik for the belt. And then Cyndi Lauper's there with her mother and Wendy Richter. And then here comes Fabulous Moolah back into there. And she's unhappy because she didn't get invited, because she is a mother. And she was. She had a daughter when she was young. And then she goes into this tirade about how, should be upset, her mom, Cyndi Lauper's mom, should be upset the way she raised her. And she called Cyndi Lauper a scarecrow because of all the clothes and colored hair that she has. And it goes to the point where Cyndi Lauper, her mother, and Wendy Richter push Fabulous Moolah and Mean Gene Okerlund into the cake that was set up for the Mother's Day party. Somehow Mean Gene got into that cake. I'm not sure why, but and then they dump a little piece of cake on the Fabulous Moolah, and then after that, Vince McMahon and Jesse Ventura give their final thoughts on this first episode of Saturday Night's Main Event, and they close the credits playing the Eye of the Tiger, at the end of the show. Now, this episode, and all of this courtesy of the history of WWE.com, because sometimes my memory gets shot. This episode received an 8.8 TV rating. Got an 8.8 on 11:30 on a Saturday night. Man, can you imagine WWE hitting that today? So anyway, what are my thoughts on the first episode of Saturday Night's Main Event? Well, it is historic because, it's the very first episode of Saturday Night's Main Event. But this is actually this is a very good episode. I mean, you have a very good six-man tag that starts off. You have a good title defense by Hulk Hogan. A very good title defense. You have great segments. The Piper's Pit segment, the music video, and the Mother's Day party. Plus you have, you know, all these great wrestlers. And then even the comment that Vince McMahon made about the beefcake, which is absolutely hilarious. If you can find that clip on YouTube, please. It's absolutely hilarious. Look at those beefcake men! So anyway, you know, I was contemplating what rating I should give this on a scale of 1 to 10. I think I'm going to end up giving this show about an 8. I was contemplating a 7, but I think those first 2 matches pushed that show to an 8. It was a 7. And then those first 2 matches really pushed it to make it an 8. And that's going to be the rating that I give the very first episode of Saturday Night's Main Event. Now, the next time I review Saturday Night's Main Event, we're going to be looking at an episode from October the 5th of 1985, The Wedding of Uncle Omer.